guys, welcome back to the channel Chasing Limits. So on today's video we're gonna do the install of this K&N Air Filter system. Now it's designed to increase some horsepower, although for this engine we do have over 500 horsepower, so I'm sure if we gain any type of horsepower, 5 horsepower, whatever, we're probably not gonna feel it much, but we will see after install. They say that it's up to 50% more airflow, and obviously you save a lot of money from washables and all that stuff from reusing it, and it's good up to 75,000 miles between cleaning, which I think is pretty excessive. Obviously it depends on where you drive. If you drive in dusty, dirty roads, you're obviously gonna have to clean it much more than that. So before we get to the install part, we're gonna go for a drive just to compare the sounds, if anything, before and after. So let's get to it. All right guys, so this is before the K&N intake install. So we're just gonna compare the sounds. Let's start around 60 kilometers an hour in third gear in dynamic so we can hear more intake than exhaust. So let's give it a listen. Not too bad. Can't wait to compare, see if it's all worth it. Now before we take apart the car, the intake system for the install, we have to prep this filter. So what I mean by that is, these come pre-oiled from the factory and then they wrap it up in this package. So what we need to do is with this paper towel is just to dab it slightly to make sure there's no excessive oil on the filter. If you leave the excessive oil on the filter, there's not much you can see. It's hard to tell from the camera. But you just want to make sure you pick up all the excessive oil. And the reason for that is, if you have too much oil going through your system, it's gonna gunk up your sensors and then you're gonna get a check engine light. And then you're gonna be wondering, what happened? I just installed a brand new intake. So by doing this, it's gonna eliminate that or prevent it from happening. Now this intake is similar to others like the BMC filter. So there we got some more visible oil there. So yeah, it is similar to the BMC, where that's also an oil-based type. And I believe the Sprint one is not, it's a dry type. But the reason why I decided to go with the K&N is because I've always been using K&N on all my cars with no issues, and it actually made a nice sound as well. So yeah, just gotta make sure you get all this gunk out. So yeah, this is ready to rock and roll. All right guys, so first things first, we want to remove this engine cover. So just pop that up, put it to the side. And then next thing, we're gonna come with a 7mm socket and just undo these, how many are there? 5 bolts. Now take note, these bolts, they don't actually come out, they stay with the assembly, which is actually a pretty smart thing to do because you don't have to worry about dropping them down in the engine bay. Alright, one more on this side. Alright, so next thing, we want to remove this Y-shaped intake. See how that goes. Alright, next step, we gotta slide this intake up and then do the same for this side. So usually it just pops right up. It's secured here in these 2 grommets, one on each side. And just like that, out she comes. All right, so next step, we gotta lift this up And then you have to dislodge this housing that supports the filter. And with a bit of wiping out, a bit of luck, she comes right out. And you can actually see the oil filter here as well. So this would be actually a good time to do an oil change because it's right there. But yeah, this is the whole assembly. This is the old filter. We're gonna give that a good clean. There's a lot of dust and crap in there. And we're gonna assemble the new one inside and put it all back together. All right, so just to compare the two filters, this one being the OEM, this one the K&N. So size-wise, the OEM is a bit thicker than the K&N. It's got some gunk on it. So yeah, we're gonna clean up this box here. First of all, it's got a lot of sand and debris in there. So yeah, clean all that up, throw this inside, and we'll do the reversal. All right, so we rinse this out. So now she pretty much looks like brand new. So we're gonna come in with the new filter, pop it in place like this. It's a snug fit, so you wanna make sure that it's properly installed. And that's it. She's ready to be thrown in. While we have the intake off, I'd like to point out, so this is the oil filter right here. And also, I kind of noticed something. What does this engine look like to you guys? You guys recognize it? Does it look familiar? Does it look like it belongs from another car, minus 2 cylinders lobbed off? I think so. All right, so now it's reinstall time. So lift this back up, try to wedge this inside. Seems about right there. You just want to make sure that it clips onto the back here. Isn't too easy. That's good. So that's pretty much it for that. All right, now we're going to come with the last piece of the intake system. So it's got 2 divots here and here. They want to make sure that these 2 get lined up with this grommet here and this grommet here. So really should just pop it into place. So just like that. Then you line up these hoses here. Can be a bit fidgety to work with. And then do the same for this side. Stuck inside. There we go. That should be better. There you go. So once everything is in, make sure that's where it should be. All you have to do is just tighten these. So here's our 7mm. And we're pretty much complete. So the install isn't too bad. It's rather quick. Yeah, like I said before, if you guys drive in very dusty conditions, you might want to take it out, make sure it looks good, clean it out if necessary, using their oil kit. There you go, should be good to go. We just gotta throw the engine cover off. Alright, so the last piece of the puzzle, the engine cover. There's 5 grommets that you have to hit. You gotta line it up. It all pops right in place. She's good to go. Let's take her for a rip. Alright guys, so we just finished the install of the K&N filter. So once again, we have it in dynamic mode. And we're gonna go around 60. That's when we're gonna punch it and see if we can hear any increased noise. Let's go. So I think it's a little bit louder. There's more whooshing sounds. So I think overall it was worth it. And we'll see how she holds up. Thanks again for watching. Hope you guys found it informative. And now you guys can follow along and do your own intake install, whether it's the K&N, BMC, or Sprint. They're all pretty much identical or the same. And from what I've been reading, they all give the same power gains, which are pretty minimal for an intake, but still something. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.